Hey, what's going on? How's everybody doing today? If you have not seen the news today, I will tell you the news today. Bitcoin is what we're going to talk about today, hitting a new all-time high. Let me make sure I record this. They decided not to split Bitcoin. This is the best possible investment you guys can make for your lifetime, and I'm going to teach you it today. 7,769. It is of my belief. I was just in Las Vegas. I gave 3 speaking engagements in Las Vegas. I was in San Diego, gave a speaking engagement as well. That this is going to $50,000 within the next 5 years. So what is that? 7 times your multiple here. And what I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space. If you guys have any questions throughout the presentation, feel free to fire them in. I can multitask while I multitask. And I usually do this in about an hour, so I haven't done it before in 45 minutes, but I will do my best to get you there in 45 minutes. So a little risk disclaimer, you have to put this in every single webinar. Day trading, short-term trading, options trading is extremely risky. They are generally not appropriate for someone with little to no capital or no experience of risk. Never execute a trade unless you're willing and prepared to lose your entire investment. I am not a registered investment advisor. I cannot give recommendations or advice. What I can do is offer my opinion. In my opinion is better than giving recommendations or advice. So I cannot give recommendations or advice. If you guys have any questions, call your broker, registered investment advisor, or your broker. Everybody's watching today's presentation adheres to all risk disclaimers on www.alphashark.com and www.optionhacker.com. So when I heard about Bitcoin, and I'm not going to sit here and say I've been in Bitcoin since it was $1, I heard about it was about $350. And I remember the day my old COO, John Voorhees, came into the office, and he said, AK, have you hit the Bitcoin thing? Bitcoin has gone from, at the time, probably like $1 to $350. And he's like, AK, you need to get into this thing. This thing is revolutionizing. And I said, okay, here's my credit card. Buy me $5,000 worth of Bitcoin. And then he said, what do you mean buy you $5,000 worth of Bitcoin? I'm like, well, I'm long gold coins. I'm long silver coins. Buy me Bitcoin and tell me when they show up. He goes, what do you mean when they show up? I'm like, it's a coin. Just buy it and tell me when they come. He goes, no. It's saved on your computer. And I was like, wait, it's saved on my computer. Why would I want any part of this? So simple and easy, I didn't buy Bitcoin at the time. Over the last 6 months, I've been diving into the cryptocurrency space and finding what it does and watching it trade. So the things I'm going to teach you guys today are 2 main principles. Number 1, how you can trade it, because you can actively trade it. It is on exchanges like Coinbase, and we'll talk about exchanges here. So number 1, you can trade it. Number 2, you can hold it for a long-term investment. And this is what I'm doing. I'm in the process of managing funds for the cryptocurrency space. So I didn't buy it initially, but now it is the wave of the future. If you just bring up Bitcoin here, okay, it is $7,700. Okay, we're not talking about penny stocks. We're talking about something that has a $120 billion market cap. If you look at any chart, look at this thing, guys. This is in a clear bull channel. Every single pullback has been bought. You know, we had the Jamie Dimon news that said it's a fraud. Bitcoin is a fraud. Well, Jamie Dimon, you drove the price down to $3,000, then you actually bought it. Clear bull channel here. It's going to $50,000 in my opinion. Look at it go here. These are all bull channels. So consolidates, moves higher, consolidates, moves higher. This is your best opportunity to get into this space if you're not currently in the space. So I am Andrew Keene, CEO of AlphaShark. I currently am all over the place. I was in Las Vegas last week. I am in Chicago sometimes. I'll be in Chicago in 2 weeks. I'll actually be in Baltimore next week, San Diego, Austin, Dallas. Regular contributor on CNBC, Bloomberg, Fox Business. When I was in Chicago, I was on every single day. Unfortunately, I'm not in Chicago anymore, so I cannot be there every single day. But I would basically, if I was there, I'd be talking about Bitcoin every single day and talking about the cryptocurrency space because I'm so integral into this space. So we're going to talk about it here 2 ways, guys. To trade it, to actively trade it, or number two, to invest in it, okay? Those are the two ways you can get into the space: active investing, or you can trade it. So cryptos, from my point of view, and I will tell every single person out there, and remember guys, I am not a registered investment advisor. I cannot give recommendations or advice, but the cryptocurrency space represent the best opportunity to make money, period, bar none, simple. If someone came up to you and said, hey, I want I have $1,000, okay? And I look at cryptos like one of two things, and you can see the excitement in my voice. Usually when I give these webinars, I'm not this excited, okay? In the cryptocurrency space, in my opinion, there is a 50% chance that Bitcoin and cryptos go to zero, okay? There's a 50% chance that they will 10x, okay? So let's say, hypothetically speaking, you had $1,000, and someone said, give me $1,000, and in 5 years, 50-50, okay? You will get zero or you will get $10,000. Is this capital you would be willing to take? And the answer is yes. You would have to take this because the reward to risk setup in the cryptocurrency space is so high, okay? So 50-50, I think they go to zero or they 10x, okay? So someone said, in 3 years, your $1,000 is going to go to either zero or 10,000, but it's 50-50. Would you take it? And the answer is you have to take it. So what I'm going to teach you guys here is a little about Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space. So simple and easy. You know, if it's a coin flip, okay, let's say you were flipping a coin, and someone said you'd had to pay $10, okay? I was just in Las Vegas. In Las Vegas, you know, nothing is this good odds, right? Let's say you played a $10 blackjack game, okay? You'd either get zero. Let's say you played, instead of blackjack, let's just say you played craps. And the craps is a bad example. You would play roulette. Roulette's more black and red. So out of $10, if it's black, you get zero. But if it's red, you get 100. Okay? Would you take that in Las Vegas? You'd say, yeah, I'd sit there and just keep playing the game until they shut me off. Because there's a chance that you can 10 extra money. There's a chance it goes to zero. Everything in life is a risk versus reward setup. But the upside potential in cryptocurrencies and the Bitcoin space is so astronomical. So there are two ways, from my point of view, to trade the cryptocurrency space. Number one, it is an asset allocation. As I said, I'm going to start managing funds on the cryptocurrency space. So we'll talk about this, how you can invest money in the cryptocurrency space, and it should be part of everybody's portfolio. I was just in Las Vegas. I gave a speaking engagement. I was moderating a panel, and I said to everybody in the room, I do not care if it's $100. I don't care if it's $50. And the thing about Bitcoin, which is different than Amazon, is you can buy a fraction of it, okay? So Amazon's currently, I have Amazon up here, $1,129, okay? You know what that means? If you want to invest in Amazon for the long term, you need $1,129. You can't buy a fraction of Amazon. Bitcoin is $7,750. We'll call it for argument's sake. If you wanted to, you could invest $100 in Bitcoin. This is why it makes it so revolutionizing, because you can bet a fraction of it. Okay? Like I said, in Amazon, the minimum you could buy is one stock. In Bitcoin, you can buy a fraction of it. Okay? So that's number one. It should be a part of everybody's asset allocation. I will repeat this many times throughout the webinar, guys. Remember, I'm not a registered investment advisor. I cannot give recommendations or advice. And number two, they work great on the Ichimoku Cloud, and we cannot use the word backtest, so we'll say historical data, and we'll teach you in our private mentoring sessions how you could bring up historical data and trade it here on the Ichimoku Cloud. So I have to remove the word backtest, and my lawyer does not like it. We have shown in historical data where it works really, really well using the Ichimoku Cloud. So at $7,750, the opportunity is still there, guys. The upside is still going to be higher. So let's talk about it as an asset class or a part of your total portfolio, okay? A financial advisor, if you went and saw a financial advisor, as a generalization, they're going to sit you down, they're going to say, hey, Andrew, have a seat. When you have a seat, you're going to be like, okay, So this is what I think I should do for you. And let's bring this up. They're going to tell you 100 minus your age is how much your stock portfolio should be. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, I am 40 years old. It's just easier for math. I am not 40 years old. I'm actually 38. So they're going to sit you down, and they're going to say, hey, you should be in 60% stocks at 40 years old. Okay? 100 minus 60 should be your bond portfolio. So a normal financial advisor, let me tell you, they're not the smartest cookies in the shed, the smartest tools in the shed. And if I have any financial advisors in here, I apologize. There are some that are really smart. So they're going to say 60-40. AK, as 40 years old, you should have 60% of your money in stocks. You should have 40% of your money in bonds. There is one major problem with this, and this was fine 10 years ago. Okay, the problem with it, as we all know, stocks are on all-time highs. And I'm not going to sit here and say that they cannot go higher, because of course they can go higher. But they're at all-time highs. And number two, your 10-year bond, guys, okay, your 10-year bond pays about 2.5%. If you factor in inflation, which is about 2.4%, you're actually not making any money on this, okay, which is zero. So if you looked at a model portfolio of these two, it's crazy, okay? This is the worst you could possibly do. You're going to be buying the stock market on all-time highs, and you're going to be investing 40% of your capital in bonds that pay zero after inflation. So what we're going to do for you, we're going to make you a better mock portfolio, and this is, not your trading account. This is a separate account, and I actually have a presentation. I'm an entrepreneurship organization on asset allocation, and we're going to be talking about that here. So this is what a normal financial advisor would say, and this is just not skewed correctly. This might have been skewed and good, as of 10 years ago, but now it's not. So there's two major problems with a asset allocation of half stocks and then half bonds. Asset allocation number one, okay, is the stock market is trading 52-week highs. Okay, do you want to be buying the stock market at 52-week highs? And maybe your answer is yes. You feel comfortable buying the stock market at 52-week highs. I personally do not want to be buying the stock market at 52-week highs. I think there's better opportunities out there. And number two, including inflation, your bond portfolio is going to pay you zero. Okay? So including inflation, your bond portfolio is going to pay you zero. So the bond's about 2.4, 2.5. If you factor in inflation, it's going to give you zero. So this is not a good model portfolio. Okay. Hopefully everybody here today and everybody watching the recording has some net worth. Maybe it's $100. Maybe it's $100,000. Maybe it's $1 million you have sitting in the bank. If you have money sitting in the bank, and let's say you have $1 million sitting in the bank, you're actually losing money because of inflation. Okay. The bank's going to pay you zero. So you're actually better in bonds than you are in the bank. But if you have money in the bank, it pays you zero, guys. So we are going to make a better portfolio for you guys right here, right now. And remember, guys, I'm going to repeat this multiple times. I am not registered, so I cannot give recommendations or advice what you should do with your money. This is just how I'm looking at my money better. Okay? This is what a model portfolio should look, in my opinion. Okay? And I'm not saying not get into stocks. Okay? Because stocks, historically always go up 10.5% a year. They're probably up about 10.5% this year. So 40% stocks. And you can model this as much as you want. So let's say you have $1,000. Okay, this is just percentages. So let's say you have $1,000. Let's say you have $100,000. Let's say you have $100 million. It really shouldn't matter on your asset allocation. So 40% stocks. Okay, boom. Instead of that 60. 20% in real estate. Okay, I am starting to work with the Airbnb business model, and real estate is awesome. Okay, I never realized I actually yelled at my father that he didn't teach me real estate when I was younger. Okay, 10% bonds, and I'm more in corporate bonds than anything else. Bonds, U.S. bonds are the riskless investment you can make. So I'm not saying don't have any money in bonds, but it's better than putting money in the bank or under your bed. Alternative investments, and this could be anything from investing in your sister-in-law's coffee shop to, I have a couple friends that do, like I have a really good friend that has a ticket portfolio, and I invest in that. 10% gold, okay? I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a gold bug. I'm just saying that Part of the money should be in gold because it is a hedge against the overall market. It's usually a flight to safety. And then we're going to introduce the most important asset allocation class, which is cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. Okay? If you bought cryptocurrencies on one of my webinars when I had it, it was trading $3,200. Today it is $7,800. We set a trade alert in Vertcoin, okay, for 67 cents. That went up to $5. If you had $1,000 invested in this one alert we sent out in Vertcoin from 67 cents to 5,000, you would have 8 extra money. So your 1,000 would have become $8,000. And there's still so much upside potential, guys. We're on the cusp of something new and revolutionizing that's going to take over the world, and that is cryptocurrencies. The more that I learn about it, the more I dive into it, the more I believe that this space is just going to continue to move higher. So the history of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin was first cryptocurrencies, and it was introduced in 2009. If you think about why it was introduced in 2009, it's simple and easy, okay? 2008, 2009, the market was crumbling, stocks were selling off, they didn't trust the government, banks were lending out money left and right, and they wanted to create a peer-to-peer system. A peer-to-peer system means the government is not involved at all, okay? So they wanted to create a currency where the U.S. government is not involved in the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is not a government entity. It is a private entity, guys, okay? The Federal Reserve is a private entity. And in this private entity, they can print as much money as they want. So this was a form against federal government and against against the Federal Reserve, okay? It did not become popular at first. It was used for a lot of suspect reasons. Silk Road was one of those, and for buying drugs. But it now has become socially accepted. The more people that use Bitcoin across the world, the higher Bitcoin goes. It is about a user base and social acceptability. Currently, right now, there are 100,000 stores around the world that do accept Bitcoin. So Bitcoin was developed by Satoshi Nakamoto. Every year after 2009 was a year that new cryptocurrency. Currently, and this webinar is maybe 3 weeks old, there are 1,140 cryptocurrencies, okay? 1,140. They either use blockchain or Tangle. We don't have enough time to get into that today. But what you guys have to realize, this is a new form of currency, okay? I literally will show you this email. I haven't even opened today. Well, I can open in front of you. And it says, this is from Don Prattle at TradeStation. Thanks again for your presentation in Vegas. TradeStation is getting futures in December on Bitcoin. The CME and CBOE are going to list them. We're excited. We want to have you do a webinar. Okay, this is from TradeStation. This is the head of business development at TradeStation, and you can see the date of it. Okay, so this is the hottest thing out there, guys. You have to be part of it. Okay, the stock market's boring. The VIX is trading 975. The market, as a generalization, does not move that much. So you can use the crypto space to either trade, or you can use the cryptocurrency space to invest. I think it is an asset class, so you gotta understand what you want to do in it. So let's go back to the next slide. So from my point of view, and I just want to see where I am in the slide deck, there are 2 ways this is going to move. It is either going to 0 or it is going to 50,000. I think realistically, Bitcoin could go to 100,000. Okay, and how do I get a valuation of Bitcoin? If Bitcoin gets 10% of the whole fiat market in the world, then it goes to 100,000. Okay, so simple and easy. This is potentially the best investment you can make in your lifetime. Okay, I wear a Bitcoin hat around San Diego. I walk in my gym. The girl up front's going, "What is this Bitcoin all about?" I'm like, "Email me. I'll teach you everything you know about it." Okay, so you guys need to learn about it and learn about the intricacies of it, and then you can either trade it or you can invest in it. Okay, everybody here most likely is a trader. Okay, if you're a trader, that means all you're taking advantage is a supply-demand curve. More aggressive buyers, price goes higher. More aggressive seller, price goes lower. Simple and easy. If you're an investor, You're trying to send your soldiers out to bring more soldiers back. I'm like Kevin O'Leary when I talk about bringing your soldiers back here. So, two things you can compare it to, simple and easy. Number one, diamonds. And number two, gold. Diamonds became symbols of prestige as far back as India and have eventually become the product of South Africa. Their demand was highlighted by De Beers. If you think about what diamonds do, they do nothing. They have zero industrial production. The best thing they can do is cut glass. Okay, that's what they can do. They can cut glass, but they have no industrial production. Maybe let's say a carat's worth $10,000. Why is a carat worth $10,000? It is a supply-demand curve between buyers and sellers. That is it, guys. Okay, it is a supply-demand curve between buyers and sellers. Then gold. Gold is another thing. Gold has no industrial production again. Okay, what it has is it has a value. It has a value because someone's willing to pay for it and someone's willing to sell it. Okay, this is the exact same thing as Bitcoin. And I was at a presentation and someone goes, "AK, what's the barrier to entry to compete against Bitcoin?" I said, "What is the barrier to entry to compete against Uber?" Uber is a $60 billion company with a B. Okay, for $300,000 to $400,000, you could create an app to compete against Uber. Airbnb, you know what Airbnb owns? Zero. They have a technology and they have a user base. $40 billion company Airbnb is. Same thing. If you wanted to compete against them, you could. So what I'm trying to say to you guys is, yes, you could compete against Bitcoin, but the social acceptability and the social use of it is just going to drive the price higher. The CME and the CBOE just announced they are going to be listing futures. You know what that means? They don't list futures because institutions want to short it. They list futures because institutions want to buy it and they can't figure out a way to buy it because it's very complicated and complex to trade. So what do diamond and gold have in common? Okay, diamond and gold have a lot in common. When man assigns value onto something, it instantly gains in value. Therefore, if it gains in value, you can profit off. When there is a limited supply, and Bitcoin has a limited supply, okay? There are only 21 million tokens between now and 2140. The number reduces every year. Currently, right now, there's about 16.5 million in process, okay? So there are still people left. Okay? So there are about 3.5 million left, but it has a limited supply. You know what does not have a limited supply? The U.S. dollar. The Federal Reserve is the U.S. government is $20 trillion in debt. The United States pays $350 billion a year in interest. Okay? What does that mean? Okay? Bitcoin has a limited supply. The U.S. dollar, they can continue to print it over and over. If you look around the world at the debt to GDP ratios, the debt to GDP ratios around the world are astronomical. Okay, it is unbelievable. There's about 4 to 1 on a debt to GDP ratio in Ireland and Japan. Okay, so at some point in time, people are going to get sick of using currency established by the government. They're going to look for alternative investments, okay? One of these is Bitcoin, guys, and I'm here to teach you it today. So all these commodities were ones that who the first got in made the most money. People did not get rich buying Apple at $8. If you bought Apple at $8, you probably sold it at 30. Okay, I was at the casino, I was wearing my Bitcoin hat, some guy goes, "I used to have 300 Bitcoins at $1. Hey, get out of there, Bugatti." And I said, "What'd you do with it?" He goes, "I used them for drugs." Okay, if you bought Bitcoin at $1, there's no way you'd still be holding it. The people that got rich are the people that waited to be socially accepted and then bought it and wrote it. So the people that got rich trading Apple didn't buy it at 8 because they probably sold it at 30. The people that got rich bought it at 30 and held it with the split taken out over $1,000. The people that got rich did not buy Amazon at 30. because they probably sold it at 80. The people that got rich bought it at 80 and held it to 1160. So as you say here, Bitcoin is too expensive. Okay, expenses is a relative term. Okay, how high can it go? I have predictions in my head somewhere between 50 and 100,000 in the next 5 years. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, please just feel free to ask questions. I'm doing pretty well on my time. I got about 11 slides left. So if you go to here, and you can just go to, you can see I have ESPN.com up. You can go cryptocurrency, market cap. This is my favorite website. Okay, Coin Market Cap. Okay, I didn't actually know the name of it. So it's called Coin Market Cap here. Okay, and you can click it. And then you can see here. Okay, these are the whole cryptocurrency space. So the whole cryptocurrency space is 208 billion. This isn't like trading penny stocks. This is like trading real stocks, guys. Okay, and they're not stocks. They're not even companies. They're cryptocurrencies. Okay, so as we see here, oh my God, IOTA. This is one of our favorite names. It's up 30% today. This is one of our favorite names. It's up 30%. Okay, so Bitcoin today up 7%. So if you're a trader, okay, you can probably find 7 stocks out there that are up 7% today, right? But look at these. These are the top market caps. NEO up 26%. Okay, IOTA. This is my favorite name. I have a big position in IOTA, up 29%. Can you imagine investing $10,000 in IOTA yesterday? Today you're up $2,900. Investing $100 in it's up worth $290. Litecoin, another one of my favorite names. Ripple, I don't like as much. Bitcoin Cash, I don't like as much. Ethereum, obviously, is kind of a steadier one. Monero's been on fire. But the whole cryptocurrency space is moving up, and there's just more upside potential going forward. So this is a website you can go in here and get all the market caps. Are we offering a separate education on Bitcoin? The answer is yes, and we'll talk about this in about 13 minutes. So imagine if you could invest it in the internet. And some people sit there and say, oh my God, there's going to be a bubble. There was an internet bubble in the late 1990s. It happened in 2000. What happened? A lot of companies went to zero. And there are a lot of coins that will go to zero. However, but the strong survived. eBay, Amazon, Apple, all survived the internet bubble of the 1990s. Intel, okay? So could there be an internet bubble? Absolutely. But we're going to teach you guys in the boot camp which ones we think are going to survive between now and the future, okay? There are really good cryptocurrencies out there. There are really bad cryptocurrencies out there. Can you explain how we buy Bitcoin, please? It is similar to the platform to buying stock. It is a very similar platform, and when you guys purchase the boot camp, you will get videos that teach you how to trade it. Okay? So you can trade Bitcoin through Coinbase. If you want to trade some of the other names, you have to buy those through a different exchange. We will teach you in the boot camp how you can purchase it, how you set up private wallets, how you move it from exchange to exchange, and then how you set up another wallet. Okay? Cryptocurrencies is the currency of the internet, and it has just begun. Okay? This is the wave of the future. Okay? If you guys do not get on board, in 5 years, you're going to be like, I remember when Andrew Keene came on a presentation and told me about cryptocurrencies and told me of the wave of the future. This is just the beginning of possibly your best investment of your lifetime. Okay? I am taking a good portion of my net worth and I'm putting it into a fund. So we are starting to manage funds. Why? Because I believe in the future. Like I said, with risk, with reward, there is risk. It could go down a lot. It could go to zero. But I'm willing to take a portion of my capital that I have earned in my lifetime and put it in the cryptocurrency space. So a couple of features of why cryptocurrencies are so great. Okay, I personally trade through Thinkorswim, TradeStation, and TradeHawk. And you know the problem is, let's say I lose a bunch of money, and then I go to the bank and I say, hey, I want to put more money back in my Thinkorswim account. Okay, I put more money in my Thinkorswim. I have to drive to the bank, 15 minutes. I have to wait for a personal banker, 15 minutes. I have to Coinbase. I have to then have to 15 minutes for the wire transfer. Then after that, I have to wait 3 to 5 days to hit my brokerage account. Imagine being able to put money into an account and instantaneously move anywhere in the world. Okay? Hey, get out there. The dogs are playing. So imagine to move anywhere in the world. Okay? Instantaneous transfers is one of the biggest things you'll get with the cryptocurrency space. Once you're paid, you're paid. Okay? This is another huge bonus in the cryptocurrency space. There's no more chargebacks. Expedia has the most chargebacks out of anybody. Imagine, I run a business, not getting any chargebacks. So once the money is sent, it is good. With cryptocurrencies, a rising trend, more businesses are eager to understand it better and to find out how to use it in their business. Okay? This is the wave of the future. The reason Jamie Dimon, if you guys remember, Jamie Dimon called it Bitcoin is a fraud. There is 2 reasons why Jamie Dimon called Bitcoin a fraud. Reason number 1, it competes against the banks directly. If you have Bitcoin, why do you need the banks? And number 2, okay, so that's reason number 1. Number 2, why he said it was a fraud, simple and easy, is JP Morgan has done the alliance for Ethereum. Ethereum is a competitor to Bitcoin. They're in the same space, but they're also a competitor. With cryptocurrencies on a rising trend, more businesses are eager to understand them better and how to find out how to immerse themselves in them. In my opinion, this is the best chance ever to retire, okay? Whatever you want to put in there, I potentially think it could 10x, okay? And we're going to teach you guys in the boot camp, like I said, reasons why. I call it Dr. PSD. We're going to give you 5 major reasons why the cryptocurrency space is so hot and why you need to invest in it. We'll teach you how to put money into an account, how to set up a private wallet, how to move it to another exchange, how to set up another private wallet. So we teach you all these intricacies in the boot camp. We have sold almost 100 of these boot camps. It is our #1 selling boot camp ever, and I'm really, really proud of it. It's 8.5 hours long of education. We have an inbox here of testimonials. So if I just go to my testimonial inbox, and I probably should have put this on the presentation. These are all testimonials of the boot camp. I'm very happy presented with the boot camp. Today I attended it. Again, Andrew has given me insight on the cryptocurrency space. I'm blown away by the presentation and knowledge. I mean, I probably have 30 of these. Andrew did a great job. I own Bitcoin, but I didn't know much about the history. Covered everything. Comprehensive plan of it. I mean, these are just inbox of everybody saying how unbelievable the Bitcoin thing is. Most people put on like 1 or 2 testimonials. I can go in and show you guys 20 testimonials in my inbox of how great. It was eye-opening. Gives me full details. And these are just literally just here. It's unbelievable. So the question is, can we short Bitcoins? Yes, you can. You can short it. I don't know the margin on it. You would have to talk to one of the brokerage firms because I do not know the margin on it, but you can short it. 3 points to evaluate. Number 1, are you ready to invest in the cryptocurrency space? Okay. You can know this by evaluating 3 points of consideration below. Number 1, the market is not saturated. Okay. As I reiterate the fact, I think that the cryptocurrency space is going to $1 trillion and beyond. I think Bitcoin can go to 100,000. The market is still on an upswing. Okay. If you looked at any chart in the cryptocurrency space, it is in a massive uptrend. Every single time it has sold off, it has moved higher. Okay. This is Bitcoin. You have to use TradingView here. And you see here, this is in a clear bull channel. If we go to the weekly chart, I mean, the weekly chart is just out of control. Okay. This is in a clear bull channel, guys. They just announced that Bitcoin is not going to split. There's no going to be Bitcoin 2. So what happens? It went higher. Okay. Bitcoin does not have the best technology of all the cryptos, but is the social awareness and social acceptability. I think sometime in the next 5 years, Bitcoin will be getting surpassed by something. Okay. Just like Amazon didn't have all the market cap in retail. It took time, but eventually Amazon took over. Okay. So you can see here, it's gone from 1,000 to 7,000 this year. There's still more upside. So don't think you guys missed the boat. There's still more potential upside. And number 3, I'm an investor and I am a trader. Okay, a lot of people that trade, Paul Tudor Jones, probably one of the greatest traders of all time, says he looks for stuff that has a 3-to-1 reward to risk setup. Okay, Bitcoin, in my opinion, has a 10-to-1 reward to risk setup. Okay, so he looks for 3-to-1, 10-to-1 potential reward to risk setup, guys. And this is the power of what cryptos can do, and the portfolio, and how much it can make for you, and how you can potentially retire early. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you to sell everything. This is a picture of some guy. Looks like he's having a garage sale. You know, asset allocation, 1 to 10% of your total net worth, in my opinion, should be in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. You know, I'm going to be putting in about 5% of my portfolio into cryptocurrencies. So can it sell off? Yes. And there'll be levels where you can always purchase it, because any news about U.S. regulation. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys to sell everything you possibly have to invest in Bitcoin. All I'm saying is that the potential upside is so astronomical, it can move so much higher. So recap, guys, this needs to be part of your total portfolio of investments. You can also use it as a trading vehicle. I was talking to my good friend Todd Gordon. He was saying it works better on Elliott Wave than anything he's ever seen before. So if you trade Elliott Wave, you can use an Elliott Wave. I trade Ichimoku Cloud, works great on Ichimoku Cloud. So you can use it to trade, or you can use it to invest. This needs to be part of your total portfolio, because I think Bitcoin is going to 50,000, if not 100,000. There are really, really good cryptos out there, and there are really, really bad cryptos out there. So just keep in mind that there's really good ones and there's really bad ones. Today, currently, as this number keeps going higher by the day, about 1,140 of these. Okay, I think at some point in time you'll have 100 cryptos, and then you'll have 1,000 that are no bueno, that are not good. Okay, so there are a lot of really bad ones out there. Just keep in mind, and this is what we're going to teach you guys in the boot camp, which ones you know, potentially could move higher. IOTA, I'll give you a free one today, guys. IOTA up 46% today. That is one of our favorite names in the space. IOTA is one of our favorite names in the space. Vertcoin was another one. I did not see where it was today. Got into about $1.02. Vertcoin price, it's probably high. It's probably about $5. Vertcoin up 28% today, up to 443. Okay, so just keep in mind, guys, there's really good ones, and also there's really, really bad ones. There is a risk about investing and trading cybersecurities in our thing, and to be aware of, you know, tax implications are huge if you take it for a business. Where there is risk, there is reward. In 1933, President Roosevelt banned anybody in the United States from having gold. He says, if you have gold, you have to sell it to the U.S. government, or you're going to jail. Okay. In theory, and President Trump probably wouldn't do it, but a president going forward could say it is illegal for you to have cryptocurrencies. That is a very, very possible thing. So don't think there isn't downside risk. Okay. I had a trader that traded earnings. He said to me, I was watching your trades, and it looks like you made money every trade. So what did I do? I put all my money into one trade that you liked. Okay. Well, that trade didn't work out. Okay. So I'm not going to sit here and say, shove all in on this. All I'm going to say is that this potential reward risk setup is good. Paul Tudor Jones looks for 3 to 4 to 1. This is 10 to 1 traders. So what is the next step? Okay. Next step is to invest in your education. Okay. We have a boot camp. It is 8.5 hours long. You will own it for life. So this is the cryptocurrency boot camp on demand, plus private mentoring sessions. So who is this cryptocurrency boot camp for? It is good for any trader who's beginner, intermediate, or expert. Okay, the amount of knowledge you're going to learn in this is astronomical. Anybody who wants to potentially retire 20 years earlier, and any trader who wants to diversify their portfolio. This is the link, guys. We will sell out of this. What are your current thoughts about mining for cryptocurrencies? Currently, we started investing in mining for Dash. The machines from China don't come out till next week. So I'll have more about that going forward. So options on the floor. optionsonthefloor.com/Bitcoin. Okay. Optionsonthefloor.com/Bitcoin. Okay. What you guys get, and we will probably sell out. This is a $4,000 value, guys, and we're offering it to you today for only $497. Okay. You'll get a 8.5-hour boot camp. In the boot camp, we will teach you the 5 reasons why cryptocurrencies are going to move from $160 billion to $1 trillion in the next 5 years, if not sooner, guys. This could have happened in 5 months. And as we see here, this was about a week ago. This number is already up to 200 million. Okay. Number 2, you'll get trade alerts. 6 months of trade alerts, guys. 6 months with at least 2 entries a month. Okay. So if you look at the value, if you look at it here, it's a $999 value for the course. We have a $999 value for 6 months of trade alerts. Twice a month mentoring sessions. So my business partner who's taking 30,000 into 60,000, 600,000, you'll get these for 12 months. You'll get 6 months. You'll get 12 mentoring sessions. So don't think of this, guys, as a one-time investment. This is a 6-month program. Okay. You'll get 6 months of trades. You'll get 6 months of mentoring. You'll learn how to put money into your account, how to transfer it to a private wallet, how to move it from a private wallet to another exchange, and how to set up another private wallet. Okay, that is a $499 value. And then we'll give you a spreadsheet of our top 5 picks in the space. Okay, so everybody here, and I'll give you a clue, Bitcoin is one of them. Okay, we're going to give you our top 5 picks in the space. So this is a $4,000 value, guys, and we're offering it today for only $497. And I can see my inbox is blowing up. Ashley is in, Ross is in, Jeffrey is in, Mark is in. We have limited amounts of spots, guys. Dan is in, Diana is in, Cameron is in. It is blowing up here, guys. So optionsonthefloor.com/Bitcoin. We have about 3 minutes left. If you have any questions, please fire them in. If not, I'll talk about what you get one more time. We are selling these up. And when is the boot camp? It is on demand, so you'll get it instantaneously. You'll get it sent to you. It is 8.5 hours long. So master the 5 reasons why cryptocurrencies will move from $160 billion to $1 trillion. 8.5 hours of that information. We sell that usually for $9.99. 6 months of trade alerts with at least 2 trades per month. We usually sell that for $1,000, about $175 a month. You'll get that too. You'll get 12 mentoring sessions. If you cannot attend the mentoring sessions, those are recorded as well. With my business partner, he is in New York. I'm a Chicago guy. He's a New York guy. He's taking 30,000 into 600,000. So you get 12 of those. You'll learn with these videos how to put money. The hardest thing to learn, guys, is how to put money in your account, how to move it to a private wallet and back to exchanges. Plus, you'll get a spreadsheet of our top 5 picks. Normally, we sell this, guys, like I said, for $4,000. It is a 6-month program. So just don't think of it as a 1-month program. You're just paying $497. If you broke it down, it'd be about $80 a month. You get all of this information. I'll put the link in one more time. I see Jeff is in with a G. I see Dan S is in. I see Mark F is in. Make sure you guys sign up optionsonthefloor.com/Bitcoin. This is your greatest opportunity to get into the internet of currency, because I truly believe, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is, that my money that I'm putting into my fund will 10x in the next 5 years. Any last minute questions, guys? Otherwise, I'll give you to the next presenter. It is optionsonthefloor.com/Bitcoin. It is a 6-month program. 6 months of mentoring, 6 months of trade alerts, plus the boot camp will automatically get sent to you the minute you purchase it. You don't have to wait for it anymore. All right, guys, right at 44 minutes. I was pretty proud of myself. So make sure you guys sign up, optionsonthefloor.com/Bitcoin. Thank you guys so much. Everybody have a great day with a wonderful list of speakers.